Do you think it's fair to test your balance or agility while you're standing in a field of rubble? Hi, I'm Northern Virginia criminal defense attorney Scott Nolan, and I'm going to talk to you about unfair field sobriety tests. Well, first of all, as I've said many, many times, field sobriety tests are inherently unfair. They are not designed to actually find out whether or not you're safe to drive. They're solely designed to give the officer an excuse to arrest you. Don't do them. You are not required to stand on one leg, you're not required to walk a straight line, and you're not required to blow in their ridiculous breath test. Don't do it. But that said, let's talk about some other forms of unfairness. My client Robert had a DUI case where he was pulled over and made to perform field sobriety tests in a field of rubble. He asked me to come out and take a look at where he had to do these tests. And I was a little suspicious, but I went and oh my goodness, it was like the surface of the moon. It was one of the less traveled roads in Fairfax County. And this was a corner overshadowed by a lot of trees. There was very little shoulder. And what shoulder there was all broken pavement. It was almost impossible to walk straight through this field, much less try and do the ridiculous balance tests that police officers ask you to do. What made it infinitely worse was that less than 15 feet away was a brand new, straight, level sidewalk. The police officer and Robert could simply have walked over to that sidewalk and done a test that was at least fair in the sense that he was walking on an ordinary piece of pavement. There was very little other evidence besides the field sobriety tests suggesting that Robert was intoxicated. And I argued to the judge that he never should have been arrested because there was no probable cause other than his poor performance on these field sobriety tests. Now, there were other factors that led the judge to believe that these tests had been unfair and therefore inconsequential. But the biggest one was the photographs I took of the location where he was required to do this test. The judge ruled that the field sobriety tests were out, and therefore the officer did not have probable cause to arrest my client, and Robert went home a free man. If you'd like to talk about unfair locations for a field sobriety test or any other area of the law, I urge you to call me. I do this every single day, and I'd be happy to talk to you. And you have a great day.